On this week's episode of Local Matters, we head to Kingston for Food Truck Wednesdays, tell you how you can get involved with Mass DOT's transportation plan on Snapshot, talk with Mike Landers about Project Arts, and highlight what's happening in our South Shore towns. I'm Julie Thompson. Let's get started. If you're in Kingston on Wednesdays, take a break from cooking and head down to 65 Pottle Street for the South Shore Food Truck Association's Food Truck Wednesdays. The local scene did with PopuPACTV. Check it out.
Ooh, thank you.
Tip.
Oh, it's time. Hi, I'm Tip Phillips from PACTV's The Local Scene, and we're here today at the Hilltop Athletic Association, where they've just started having Food Truck Wednesdays. What a great way to start off spring. Let's see what these folks have to say. Katie, you're the owner of Ellie's Treats. So can you just tell us a little bit about your business, the story? How did you guys come to be?
My husband Dan and I built our truck in 2019, so this is our 4th season in business. Ellie is actually the name of our 7-year-old daughter. We do all sorts of events all over the South Shore, from kids events to employee appreciation, because everyone loves ice cream. And we love coming to a food truck night.
There are a lot of food truck events over the week. So how do you think food trucks bring communities together?
So there's 3 weekly food truck nights on the South Shore as of right now. There's definitely other food truck accessibility throughout the week, but the food truck nights is, anywhere from 8 to 12 food trucks getting together and joining forces. We think it's an awesome way to bring the community out in a safe space for families. And it's a great way of also supporting small businesses, which I know that so many local families also appreciate doing.
What's the importance of having events like this?
Well, I think community events like this are great, especially with us moving forward from this pandemic into an endemic for the most part. It gets people out back together and sense of community, brings us all together where we can just see each other's faces. He gets to see people without masks on for the first time in a while, so it's always good for that stuff.
Why do you guys love food trucks?
Well, owning a brewery, we work with food trucks all the time. So for us, to be something like this, it's fantastic. The people that love breweries tend to love food trucks because they want something that's local. They want something that's a little bit different. And, something like this where brings everything together is perfect synergy for everyone.
I like to eat. I don't know. It's nice to have them all in one spot, too. And it does go hand in hand with beer.
What's the importance of having events like this?
I think it's great to have a place for everybody to come together. It's kid-friendly, dog-friendly. It's a nice way to be able to see each other, especially after the long pandemic.
Liliana, what's your favorite food?
Chicken nuggets.
Why chicken nuggets?
Because they're good.
Now I have a very important question for you. What do you dip your chicken nuggets in? Do you eat them plain or do you like ketchup?
No.
No? Just plain? You're a purist? Can I get a high five?
Yeah.
Thank you so much! Adeline, what's your favorite warm weather activity?
My favorite warm weather activity is swimming in the summer. I like swimming because it's really fun and it's entertaining.
Joshua and Kinsley, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life or had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would definitely have to be pizza
Why pizza?
because you have so many different toppings. Plus, I feel like here in the Boston area, it's a good platform, right? So it's got to be brick oven though, brick oven pizza. So I would have to go with pizza. It would be like my daily food if I had to get stuck with it.
Get all the nutrition. I mean, it's all the food pyramid in one bite. I love it.
You got dairy, you get your fruit, you get your tomato sauce, right? You get your carbs, you're good. You can put some meat on there too for protein, you're fine.
What's the importance of having events like these in the community?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, is this thing on? Check. No, yeah, I think the importance of this kind of event in the community, I think it's very important in terms of what's going on here. You have food, and you have friendships, you have people, you have music, and all those things are very important to society in general, especially coming out of the pandemic, as you had kind of mentioned previously. I just love to see people gathering together for the first time in many years. This is one of like my first events, being lucky enough to be able to be playing music for people. And I think it's really great because it's just sharing food and sharing, just conversation and enjoying and dancing to music. Nothing gets better than that. And Kingston's a great town. I was born and raised in Halifax and Silver Laker, so I've seen a lot of familiar faces, and just for people to come out and see familiar faces is a great thing also. I think it's a really important community event, and whoever put this on, in fact, is just the best, because they're including like the best things life has to offer, which is, again, just friendships, food, and music. At least in my perspective, that's what it's all about. So it doesn't get much better than this, and I appreciate whoever you are that puts this on, and thank you PACTV for giving me this interview. But it's all love here, and 420, it's a great day, and yeah, it's awesome. It'll be a good time. So check out this band too. I'm gonna plug this band in while I can. It's Birch Swart and his band, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. Plays unbelievable reggae music, and it's gonna be a really good show. You're gonna really enjoy it. He's a really nice kid. He's a great person from Situate, and we're all gonna have a good time, play some great music for you. So hope you enjoy it.
Birch, what's it like being back in the community and playing events like this again?
Well, it's pretty sweet. Last year I played acoustic for all of them, and then this winter we kind of formed a band and played a bunch of shows, so this is going to be the first time playing out with them, which is going to be awesome. It's just nice to see people smiling, out doing their thing again, like eating food, enjoying what they're doing. Yeah, just positivity. That's like just all it's about, so yeah.
Katie, why do you love food trucks?
How could you not love food trucks? Who doesn't love food, good times, being outside, the summer? How could you not love this environment? It's fun, it's happy. How could you go wrong?
I think the biggest importance of having a community event is to bring peace to your community, to get everyone together, just even to make them smile if it's eating a taco or having an ice cream. But you have your whole family here. You have your whole community, all the streets in one place at one time. What better reason to have a community event,
It's been a great Food Truck Wednesday. We want to thank South Shore Food Truck Association and the Hilltop Athletic Association for having us here today. Make sure to check out Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming PopuPACTV events, and make sure to check out our YouTube channel for what's good and what's good to know. From all of us at PACTV's The Local Scene, we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Come here. Hi. There. So, do you feel like food trucks do cater to dogs?
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, June 11th and Sunday the 12th, outside of the Mayflower 2 exhibit area, come celebrate the Plymouth Pawtuxet Museum's Jubilee Weekend. It will offer special family-friendly activities, including mini bell making, crafts, knot tying, a scavenger hunt, storytelling, and much more. That Saturday evening from 6 to 8:30, Plymouth Pawtuxet Museums is calling all sea dogs and landlubbers for a special evening. Participants will enjoy festive libations and delectable fare. Explore a pop-up exhibit of the Mayflower 2 1957 memorabilia, rarely on public view, and conversations with the ship's crew. 100% of the net proceeds will support Mayflower 2's educational mission. The weekend will wrap up with a special commemorative and celebratory ceremony, which will be observed on Monday, June 13th, 2022, at the State Pier, Pilgrim Memorial State Park on the Plymouth waterfront. The ceremony will begin at 9:30 a.m. with a presentation of colors by the Plymouth VFW, followed by a keynote address from the British Consul General to New England, Dr. Peter Abbott. The event will recognize Mayflower 2's builders and the 1957 crew with a special bell ringing and wreath laying led by Mayflower 2's captain, Whit Perry. Cruise Duxbury Bay and get a new perspective on Duxbury's history with historians Tony Kelso and Carolyn Ravenscroft. As you explore the bay's winding channels, they'll point out landmarks, sharing their stories, and more about this picturesque bay and town. There is limited availability for this June 16th event, so book now through the Duxbury Rural and Historical Society website. This event is possible through the generous donation of a launch and driver from Duxbury Bay Maritime School. The Pembroke Council on Aging is feeling tutti frutti and heading back to the 1950s for a record hop on June 24th from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Break out your bobby socks and your best Elvis impression for this fun event hosted by the Friends of the COA. There will be pizza, snacks, and drinks at this free original rock and roll event. Sign up by calling 781-294-8220. Smartphones are constantly being updated, which can make managing apps and changing features challenging. If you could use an update on your phone's newest features, the Kingston Council on Aging is here for you. On Tuesday, June 21st from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m., bring your charged smartphone and come and learn about what it can do. This class is free and has been updated to keep up with the changes in technology. So if you haven't taken it before, come on back and learn what's new. To register, call Brenda Fitzgerald at 781-831-6042. The Flicker of Fireflies is a cherished harbinger of warm summer evenings, but did you know that these dancing beetles talk to each other with light and that you can learn their language? On June 21st from 7 to 8 p.m., join Mass Audubon for the online presentation, The Wonder of Spring Fireflies. Educators Don Salvatore and Doug Lowry will teach you why fireflies light up and how you can learn to read their flash patterns. They'll also talk about human encroachment on habitat, the wide array of other environmental issues that are causing fireflies to disappear all over the world, and the local ways that you can get involved with Mass Audubon's nationwide community science project. Visit massaudubon.org to register. Channel your inner lumberjack with the new league sport of axe throwing. On Thursday, June 30th from 7 to 8 p.m., the Plymouth Public Library and Longhouse Axe Throwing invite you to come play or try this popular pastime, which is very similar to playing darts. The event takes place at 46 Main Street in Plymouth, and Longhouse Axe Throwing will have trainers on the floor ready to help beginners or assist experts. No experience is necessary. Axe throwing is for everyone aged 17 and up. Visit the Plymouth Public Library website to register. Project Arts of Plymouth is back for its 26th annual free summer concert series. I spoke to Mike Landers about how he and his team of volunteers keep this nonprofit going to keep the music playing on the Plymouth waterfront. I am so pleased to welcome Mike Landers, who's the founder of Project Arts here in Plymouth. Mike, welcome. Thank you for coming today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Let's, for the people that don't know you, talk a little bit about your personal background and how you got to be where you are right now.
Well, okay, I have been a musician, performing musician on stage since the age of 8.
Wow.
And at 8, I was doing, club work with an older band, and then by 10 I was doing television. 11 I was working with the Checkmates and doing some touring and stuff, and then by 15 working with B.B. King and a lot of other folks, and doing a lot of bigger touring, and basically quit the road on purpose myself at 22, and decided to find out what it was like to have a real life, and continued to play music, but all of the experience that I gained in those years is what taught me to produce concerts and festivals and events and all of that stuff. It was all ingrained in me, so that's kind of was the beginning of this. Do you want me to go right into the history of Project Arts a little bit? Or?
So you have had music in your life all of your life.
I've always
Basically,
had,
that's just
always
been,
had music.
It's part of your DNA,
yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's correct.
So at what age, now Project Arts is now 25?
20, this is our 27 years.
27 years old. So how did that blossom, the whole idea of bringing, and Project Arts is really bringing concerts to the downtown Plymouth area.
Oh, absolutely.
Right on the waterfront, Wednesdays in the summer. So how did that whole thing start?
It was a combination of things. It was, we had a gal named Chris Reverdy, who's a very, very well-known artist from Cape Cod. And she brought myself, Lloyd Rosenberg, a guy named Dave Jackson in we all had, the three of us all had some background in music, and we were all friends. So she brought us together and said, wouldn't it be nice if we did these concerts? And so we got thinking about it, and I started talking with Mike Gallerani, who was the head of the economic development team at Town Hall. I spent many nights with he and Ed Santos walking me through all of the things that I would have to do to make that happen in the town government. So we got that figured out. Then we looked at the, we started thinking about when would we do this, and we came up with Wednesdays because I was also on the Chamber's tourism board at the time, and we realized that tourism was the largest untapped resource that the town had at that point, but it was a 1 or 2 day destination. So we said, well, what if we started doing something big on Wednesdays midweek? Wouldn't that help? But it has to be free because we wanted to help out all of the underserved families in the community that couldn't afford to take their kids to the big shows and stuff. So all of that came together. That was a culmination of all of that that brought it brought us to the waterfront on Wednesdays.
So now over the years you've had a number of very well-known bands. Can you talk about some of the highlights that stick out in your head?
I was afraid you were going to ask me this. Well, we've had the Average White Band. We have Livingston Taylor numerous times. Oh my God, a lot of people that have come through that have since gone on to be, famous. And I'm bad with names, so I can't think of all of the various folks. But it's on, a lot of it's on our website. A lot of the folks that have been in there.
Yeah, and there's pictures.
And it surprises me sometimes. I'll look at the list and I've totally forgotten that I had somebody.
You had those people. Now, families, individuals, everybody comes down.
Yes.
Do they picnic? I mean, like, it becomes an evening of not only music, but camaraderie and everything. Talk about the experience that people have when they come to one of these.
They come out, there's several things. First of all, it's in one of the most idyllic parks in the town as far as where the shows happen. And they can come in and you have, on a really hot night, you have that little bit of ocean air off the water, which cools it a little bit. Some people bring their chairs and line up in rows in front of the stage. Some people bring up, the whole family comes out and they sit around a blanket and, like you say, bring up a picnic, or we have food trucks, they pick up food there. The area directly in front of the stage, we literally block off because we call it the kids' mosh pit. And over the years, that's where the kids would dance. The moms and dads would sit in the first couple of rows so they could keep an eye on them. And it became just a wonderful family experience for them,
That's wonderful.
That's really what it's all about.
Now, did you have to take 2020 off because of the pandemic?
We did, and it was really, it was about, Project Arts only lost a year, but it was about 1.5 years total that things got bad. We found out last year, I believe it was 20 days before our first show that we were actually going to be able to do it. So we had limited marketing last year because we couldn't get the stuff out. But we still had an enormous crowd on our first night, probably the biggest ever,
Roughly, do you have any estimate of how many people actually go and watch these shows?
It ranges, I would say, a few thousand on every week as a regular thing. But, we have people that come in from other states specifically for the shows. I mean, I've had people call me from California because they wanted to be here last year for the elevators for our first show. And things like that. And so people do travel from all over to be there. And plus, you can't beat the price. They're not going to spend $100 a ticket for a large concert.
Absolutely. And if it rains, what do you do?
Well, up until this year, we had the only backup plan was to try to reschedule, which was difficult at best, especially with national acts. But this year, the town has generously worked it out with us, the Recreation Department and the new town manager, so that we can. We're going to move all, except for the 20th and 27th of July, the whole rest of the season, if we get a rain out, we can move directly into Memorial Hall. So the show will go on at the correct time. We'll still bring our food trucks. They'll be lined up on Memorial Hall Drive, and people can still come in, and it'll be free to them as well.
So do you arrange that for food trucks to be there also the nights of the concert?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that and the cost and how you raise money and how do you afford this, because everything's free. The public doesn't pay a dime for this.
Well, first of all, myself and our entire staff, you know, our board of directors and everybody else, we all volunteer our time. It's an all-volunteer organization. And so from us, there's no cost. I mean, obviously there are costs for sound, any lighting that we use. There's costs for the bands. They get paid. The DCR charges us a very healthy amount for the use of the park. And then of late, since they became involved with the park, they've insisted on us having security, which is provided through them.
Okay.
And so that ends
at
up
a cost.
That's at a cost of, you know, $200 to $400, $600 a night. So all of that being told, we started out in 1995. And a lot of those rules weren't in place.
Right.
And so at that point, we had $13,000 for our first series.
For the whole season?
For the whole season.
Wow.
And that was for 13 shows.
Wow,
Myself and Lloyd Rosenberg mixed the sound, and we are terrible at mixing sound, but we did it. And we started out up near the Mayflower in that little park. And if we had 200 people a night, we thought it was a great night.
Sure.
And but as it's morphed, went from 13,000 annually to close to 100,000 annually. And of course, we're bringing in a lot bigger names and that sort of thing. And so the costs have gone up considerably. So we do a number of things. I do a birthday fundraiser in January, which raises $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay.
We have a lot of sponsorships from corporations and businesses in the area, ranging from a few $100s to $1,000 to $5,000.
So you're able to pull enough money together.
Between that, I write a bunch of grants, and so the Visitor Services Board in Plymouth always treats us well, and they appreciate what we're doing as well, and partner with us. Plymouth Cultural Council. I mean, there are a lot of things like places like that you can get little bits of money.
Sure, and it all adds up.
It all
goes
adds
into the
up.
pot.
Sure, yeah.
And you're a 501c3, so people can make donations, and
That's
it's
right.
a tax-deductible donation.
Yeah, 501c3, and so that has wonderful tax implications for most people, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even corporations, they can do. I don't know exactly what they do with theirs, but it helps them as well.
It's goodwill. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean, something like, you know,
and
an event like this is an absolute win-win for anybody.
And that's one of our strategies too. Is we'd like to go after people who are large corporations working in the town that have a bad reputation. We go to them and say, don't you need some goodwill?
Oh, right.
How about
or maybe they just don't have a reputation yet.
Or they don't have a reputation. We say,
yeah.
wouldn't you like some great marketing and get some great goodwill going in the town?
Right.
Yeah, so it works out quite well.
Okay. Let's talk about this year's lineup, and that is going to start on the 29th of June, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, go ahead.
We have a fabulous lineup. I think it might even be one of the best lineups we've ever had in Project Arts. So we're starting off on the 29th with our traditional Irish night that we do every year.
Yeah.
And this year we have the Joshua Tree, which is the official U2 tribute. And then we always bring in Maureen Haley's School of Irish Dance in the middle, so we get 30 or 40 of her kids that are amazing.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. July 6th, we have the Adam Ezra Group. July 13th is going to be a fun, if you like blues and you want to hear it played well, we've got the Willie J. Laws Band. Willie's like a scorching Texas guitar player, but he's going to be with Roberto Morbioli, who is considered to be one of the best guitarists in Europe. He's from Italy, but he plays American blues, and the two of them are playing together that night.
That's a treat.
That'll be incredible. The 20th, we have a great local band, Cheap Vuva. They always draw a great crowd. The 27th, we have Boston Catalano is coming in. She's a local gal, and she's now, her new backup band is Tonight, who is fabulous. And then Jake Hill, who's another singer-songwriter from the area.
We're very familiar with Jake.
And so Jake will be starting the show off. The August 3rd, we have Draw the Line, which is the official Aerosmith tribute band.
Yeah.
And then the August 10th, a couple more bands. The Faye Dynasty, I'll call it. The third left with the Fay Band.
Yeah.
They'll be in. August 17th is a group called the Brothers Project. This is a new band, but they're Allman Brothers tribute band, and they are like note for note, tone for tone. You're gonna, if you shut your eyes, you're gonna think it's the Allman Brothers.
Wow. Okay.
So these guys are fabulous.
Yeah.
On the 24th, we've got Danny Klein's band Full House, which is Danny Klein was the bass player in Jay Giles for many, many years, and he's the only one who's left that's actually performing their music.
Okay.
So he's doing a great job. And then August 31st, we have a traditional reggae night with the Duppy Conquerors out of kind of the Boston area.
Yeah.
Some of the people are from Jamaica, and they do the Bob Marley and the Wailers stuff, you know, the stuff we grew up on. That's
So you have a full variety of music.
we try.
throughout the summer. Yeah.
Although I realized once I got this completed, this is the first year in many that I haven't had a country night. But you know, I ran out of space.
You ran out of time. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great, and people can go to your website or to your Facebook page to learn about the concerts. The 29th is coming up sooner than we think.
It is.
Wonderful to talk to you. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And we'll have you back again.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There is magic in the garden. On Wednesday, June 29th, visit the Reading Garden at the Duxbury Free Library from 2 to 2:45 p.m. for Adventure is Out There. This book-themed show by award-winning magician Mike Bent incorporates music, comedy, storytelling, and amazing magic to entertain and motivate kids to get reading. No registration is necessary. Teens from all towns are welcome to the Duxbury Free Library's LGBTQ Teen Meetup and Zine Making Workshop on June 25th. Librarian Sam will be giving a fun instructional class from 12 to 2 on making your own handmade zine. Celebrate Pride, bring some friends, and make new ones. This event is for ages 12 and up. Snacks will be provided. This program is part of the library's Growing Together Equity and Allyship Initiative. Register via the library's website. Next up is Keith Hughes with an all-new Snapshot.
Welcome to Snapshot, where we take a local look at the government stories that you may have missed. MassHire and the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education are partnering together to host a virtual job fair for those interested in positions in the education field. It'll be held online June 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring openings in schools as well as day and night programs, with positions ranging from bus driver to teacher to IT specialist and more. For more information on this and other upcoming job fairs, visit MassHire's page on mass.gov. With the summer season comes summer traffic. Mass 511 is a free traveler information service that gives live traffic reports, commuter service information, and personalization in Massachusetts. By calling 511 or visiting mass511.com, you can get all the information for your traveling needs, such as construction delays, traffic alerts, and travel times, and be informed before you leave the house as well as while you're on the road. You can also sign up for an account to create and personalize your routes and alerts so you can be notified of changes ahead of time. For more information, visit mass511.com. At the end of May, the state Senate approved their $49.8 billion budget for the fiscal year 2023, focusing on investments in education, public health and safety, housing, agriculture, and economic development. A 6-person conference committee will be appointed to put together a final budget from the House and Senate budgets, which will then be sent to Governor Baker to sign or veto. To follow the process and look at the details of the budget and its amendments, visit malegislature.gov. On June 2nd, Lieutenant Governor Polito, along with other state and local officials, visited Plymouth to advocate for the Baker-Polito administration's recently filed legislation that would make $3.5 billion in investments to support projects across the state. Known as the Forward legislation, the bill proposes over $4 million in funding for projects in Plymouth. Some of the projects include improvements to the boat ramp and parking lot and upgrading the stormwater management system, as well as supporting the conversion of the Oak Street School into affordable housing units and funds for designing and permitting a Fishway bypass at the Jenny Grist Mill.
We wanted to come here, spotlight Plymouth, say thank you for all the great work that you're doing, and to work with the legislature to get these dollars into the hands of more communities like this so that we can do the things that are designed and planned for and see more good things happen.
In addition, the town of Duxbury would see $1 million for the removal of a dam located at the South River, and $2 million would be allocated for the removal of an abandoned dam at Russell Pond in Kingston. The funds come from the Federal American Rescue Plan, known as ARPA, as well as capital bond authorizations. You can view the press conference on PACTV's government channels, as well as online on PACTV's YouTube channel, PACTV Video Share. The 2022 to 23 Recycling and Disposal Center stickers for the town of Kingston are now on sale. You can purchase them in person at the Department of Streets, Trees, and Parks office in Town Hall, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. You'll need to bring your vehicle registration and proof of residency, and there's a limit of 2 stickers per household. The fee for stickers is $200, with lower rates available for seniors and veterans. You can find out more by visiting kingstonma.gov. Thanks for watching this edition of Snapshot. I'm Keith Hughes, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Keith, and thank you for watching this episode of Local Matters. For more of what's good and good to know in our community, like and follow us on YouTube and social media at the local scene of PACTV. From all of us at PACTV and the local scene, have a happy and safe week. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to the local scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.